Debbie here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to show you how I make my deep sleep tincture. And actually, to be honest, I'm making this particular recipe up on the fly. Now, my Valerian Root tincture is what I've been using recently, and I've been extremely happy with it. And it's only just Valerian Root. And so for this particular batch, I'm going to make a blend based on what I know about these different herbs. So licorice root is an adaptogen that is also very calming, stress relieving, and will help you sleep. This is why a lot of times when I put licorice root in my tea, I only do it at night because it makes me very drowsy. And then Valerian root is very much of a muscle relaxer. And I found this has helped a lot with the tension. And I know if you watch some of my more recent videos, you'll see me doing this a lot because I've been having a lot of tension in my shoulders. And when I started doing the Valerian root, which I've had for a while, but I've just never thought to use it until recently, I found it really helped me sleep good and took the pain out of my shoulders and help my muscles to relax. So I'm going to be using probably about half and half, the Valerian and the licorice root, and then I'm going to throw in a few lavender flowers. These ones are actually from 2015 because I have so many dried up. And I'll throw in a few of these because the lavender is also very calming and soothing and helps you to sleep. So that is why I'm using this blend, so it kind of can be for all of the above, to help you sleep, to help us sleep, and also to calm the nerves, help relieve stress, and to relax those muscles. I'm going to go about 1 part Valerian root. Now, if you've never used Valerian root, it has a very odd smell. To me, it's a very sweet, kind of spicy smell, which may seem like it smells good. But when you equate it to the smell of gym socks, then it doesn't smell so good, because it is kind of like that. Old sweaty gym socks. But it's really not that bad, but it's very strong. So 1 part of that and 1 part of the licorice root. I'll probably add more as I go because I want to see how much it fills up the jar. And then I'm going to put in, because I want to make a whole bunch, just a handful of lavender. I don't want to put too much in there. I'll put a little bit. I really don't want that. Even though you're only taking this in very small amounts. I just don't have a lid in here for that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit, the same ratios again, of the licorice and the Valerian root. Or the same amounts again. That right there is about a ½ cup. I'm going to put another ½ cup. Now, typically I make my tinctures from vinegar so that it's cheaper, and I know I can make this myself. At this point, I can't make vodka, and it's really expensive. Even the cheap stuff's expensive to buy, and then if you try to find organic, it's really expensive. You know, because we all know vodka's made from potatoes, and a lot of potatoes are genetically modified these days. So that looks about how full I want this jar. It really could be less full than this because certain things like Valerian root and elderberry, you don't need as much because it makes a really strong tincture as it is. But anyway, what I was getting to is I'm going to go ahead and use the vodka considering the nature of this particular tincture. And really, the thing with using vodka is because it draws so much more out, you don't have to take as much at a time. You can get away with a teaspoon of this tincture at a time. That's it. That's really all you're going to need. Up to a tablespoon. Now, I was taking about a tablespoon of the, well, no, I think I was taking 2 tablespoons because I just didn't really consider ratios of the Valerian tincture with the vodka, and I tell you, that really just knocked me out like that. But I could feel it literally within minutes when my muscles start to relax, and And I was able to go right back to sleep. It was really great. So anyway, you just, as you saw me do, I'm going to put some more in there just to top it off. You're going to pour your vodka or your vinegar, whatever. It can be rum, it can be, you know, as long as it's 80 proof. Vinegar obviously isn't 80 proof. So it's going to make a much weaker tincture, but it's a lot cheaper and healthier for you. But again, with the high proof alcohol, you'll really only need to take a little tiny bit. So if you're not making your own vinegar, if you have to buy a good organic vinegar, then you'll probably be better off just going with a alcohol, because cost-wise it can come out the same, because you're going to need to take more of it if you're using vinegar, but just a tiny bit if you're using the alcohol. So I'm going to put a lid on this, and then all I need to do is let it sit for a month. And I forgot to bring a lid over here with me, so I'll do that later. There's my herbs. Now I want to show you, I found these old swing top beer bottles at a garage sale. I have a few of these. And they make really good bottles for keeping your tincture in once it's made. Because once you're done, once this is sat for a month to 2 months, you're going to strain all this stuff out, and then you're going to want to put it in a dark bottle. And, you know, periodically you're going to want to go through and shake this up. In fact, let me get that lid. Okay, there we go. Now I got a lid. And this lid looks familiar. It's from a jar of organic peanut butter. I recycle the lids. They fit on these regular mouth jars really well. But they're not entirely waterproof because they're not sealed that way. But yeah, you just want to shake it up like this, and then you let it sit for, like I said, 1 to 2 months. And then you're going to strain that out, and then you're going to want to keep it preferably in a dark bottle. Or if you keep your tinctures in a bottle like this, then keep it in a dark place. It'll just help them to last longer. Obviously, if they're made with alcohol, here's the other benefit. They're going to have a pretty much unlimited shelf life. Where vinegar, you're going to want to use it up a little bit quicker. So that's the other benefit of using a high proof alcohol to make your tinctures. And I do have another video on making tinctures, and you can find that right up here. And so you can watch that in conjunction with this. And that one I was making, I don't remember what I was making, maybe I think it was echinacea tincture. But anyway, this is a elderberry syrup. And then this one is an elderberry tincture made from another jar that I recycled. And then this bottle is you might recognize it, is a recycled maple syrup bottle. And this has my feverfew tincture in it. And this is the one I use for pain. And when I used this and the Valerian Root tincture, boy, that really did the trick. This combined with this totally knocked out the pain, and then this really got my muscles to relax. So it was just really good, and I'm really happy with it. So that's something else I'll be doing, is growing Valerian Root now. I just ordered some seed from Baker Creek seeds, so you can find a link to them below. And these lids, these really cool lids, I have a link to those in the description box below as well. So yeah, remember to save any really cool bottles you have, especially if they're dark, because that will help your stuff preserve longer. You don't want light getting into it. And I think this was one of the one bottle of colloidal silver I actually bought, and then I started making our own. So, and you can find a video to that right there. So anyway, this is my sleepy time tincture, the start of it, and I'll be filtering it out in a couple months, maybe sooner. And yeah, and until then I'll be using these goodies over here. All right, so thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.